Hey, I think I got it to work. I just have to update the banner now. Awesome. Hey, everybody, what's going on? It's Thursday night. Heather was getting a little itsy, itchy to do a live, and I was going through my little thumbnails to do a pop up, and I was like, oh, I haven't done a paranormal pop up for a while, so that'd be fun. I thought to maybe share stories and maybe I can pull some cards on certain things if people wanted me to, and just to get like a little general feel, just having some fun. Hi, Moira. So, in the beginning, the very first one popping in to say hi with the pretty pink hands, the jazz hands, double. So that must be Miss Tarody and Hector doing their jazz hands. So good to see you, my dear. Hope you're feeling better. Everybody, we can send a lot of healing energy and love to Miss Tarot D, kind of feeling under the weather. So sending much love. And we have Moon Scarab. And apparently, this is Ramon. Ramon has many paranormal stories to share. So definitely we'll have you on. And I'll see if I can maybe have Carolyn and Peter join us. And Allison. Allison has a lot of uh, paranormal stuff she loves to talk about. And the Bookers used to do investigation. And Carolyn is well, she doesn't call herself a psychic medium, but she can see spirit. And she was sharing stories, her and Peter, when they were hanging out with Allison and I a few weeks back. So, yeah, I like talking about the paranormal, especially with my experiences. And so that's me saying hello to, whoops, I'm just jumping all over. So Ramon is out and about. He cannot join us, but we'll definitely make it happen. Just let me know your schedule. And if anyone didn't catch Ramon Moon Scarab and Jackie's Crystal Moon did a really cool show today, and it's learning tarot, and it's by coming up with potential questions like I don't say make believe, but potential questions that someone could bring up, and then you shuffle cards and you pull a card, and not just know the meaning of the card, but looking at the style of the art, the symbolism, whether it's traditional RWS, or if it's another totally, like a pip deck, where it's, of course, the one card I grab, and it's not, so like a six of wands, you don't see the person, but you see other images and symbols, and just kind of reading it from an intuitive point of view right away as well, not just with the basic meaning. So fabulous show. I highly recommend going and watching it. We had a great time. It was fun, and I learned something really new about the Fool card. But I won't give that away. If you want to know about the Fool card, and it comes to do with taking a plane trip, check out that video. It was really good. So antsy, yes, that's what I was saying. I was saying itsy, but I'm antsy. So hello. Oh, and there's Allison. Hey girl, hey. Just getting ready for Betty Bye for work in the morning. And just so people know, Allison won't be joining me tomorrow night. She's going to be spending time with family, having a good old time tomorrow night. But Kaylee from Fogo Pogo is going to be joining me, and this is going to be the first time she's really done questions. She's challenging herself. So Kaylee is going to be answering some questions tomorrow night on our Friday night show. So this is going to be interesting. She's nervous, but Kaylee is an excellent reader. You've seen her Lenormands that she's created, um, her own, and they're the dog Lenormands. They're cute. And she joined Jeff and I last Sunday, but also the Sunday, couple Sundays before, and she writes poetry, and she's an artist as well. So definitely um, look forward to seeing tomorrow night. And we got the solar eclipse, so that'll be some very interesting questions for also. Hey, oh my good, Morgan the Void. Hello, my dear. I like your picture. It's really badass. Gothy makes me think of Amy Lee from Evanescence. And Moira, I look forward all week for the Jackie Ramone show today. I know, you know what, and I got the times wrong, and I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh, text Ray, are you coming to Jackie's show? And I'm like, What do you mean? And I went, oh, so yeah. But this is what happens when you have people that are 5 hours behind, or you have people like Jackie 5 hours ahead. So we gotta love the time zones, and of course we're going to be switching to now in America. Um, we're going to be, is it jumping ahead? So, sorry, when is Fogo Pogo on? She's going to be on with me tomorrow night. Allison can't make it. It's going to be with family. So, Kaylee is going to be doing some readings. I'll have her introduce herself and talk about herself, but it's going to be her first time. She also has a new channel that she's going to be focusing solely on doing live shows and personal readings. So she's moving out of her, she's pushing herself, what's the saying, moving out of her comfort zone. So I love it. um so that will be tomorrow, Moira. And then Saturday, Tom, Early Ritual, and Jeff, Tarot Asked Backwards, will be joining me for another Oprah conversation. And we're going to be talking about soul contracts. So these are like topics sometimes you really, you want to explore more than you can in some other channels. And so we're going to be doing our open discussion, respectful open discussion, sharing our insights and understanding, and just, being present of everybody's different points of view, and how we can learn maybe something new, or we can just learn to be open to, again, another person's insight, whether the way, their environment, the way they were raised, how they naturally understand energetically. This is why I love having the conversations, just kind of kicking back, starting with the subject, and letting see how things flow, organically. And yep, sprinting forward, Mousy. Um, yes, I am almost up to 800 subscribers, and that is in large part due to the show, the investigative tarot that Jackie, who read with us for Samantha. I'm trying to remember, or is it just her and I? Samantha. I'm trying to remember Samantha more. Not Samantha. Yes, Samantha. What's her name? They just caught the killer. They don't know where she is. The girl from Australia. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Samantha. Murphy. She's the one that's in Australia. And we just read on her. Wow. We've been doing so many invest. So Brooke was Wednesday, and then the week before was okay. And I think it was Sylvia Sylvia, Colorful Foresight, was joining us. And hello, Harley. Good to see you, everybody. If you don't know, this is Sonia with an I. She changed her name to Harley. Um, yes. From what I understand so far, he's not divulging any information on where she is, so they're still looking for Samantha, but she is no longer, with us. And I did hear from, for people who follow Nazia, the 13-year-old African American girl who went missing in Detroit back in January. It's pretty much now just a search and rescue for her body to get her, home to her family and get her a decent burial. They got somebody in jail that they're pretty sure is the one who's responsible, and there's certain areas that they're looking for with the tips that are coming in. Um, so yeah, it's really interesting how right after doing these readings, the cases, and we've been being reached out from people saying that they appreciate the respect that we show, and how well my guest Jackie and I read together, and love a lot of validation for these readings. And the one for Samantha Murphy has just been very popular. And so far, that video alone has had 3,000 views. So I gained like something like 30 or 40 subscribers just from Samantha alone. So, and then I had another person that's connected with Nazia reach out to me via email, wanting us to look at a missing persons or case that's connected to her family. So it feels good that we're able to help people with this. So Oh, hi, Jack. Well, I went to go tap on Moira, and Hershey popped in. Hello, Hershey. Blessings, mwah, to you. Thank you for popping in and doing the YouTubey things. And so, yes, yeah, Jackie and I, we got good repertoire, rapport with each other. So, yeah, still waiting to hear. Hershey read with, we did a reading for Hershey in her area for a gentleman that's missing. So hopefully, Donnie will get some justice and he could be laid to rest as well and his family. So just really holding a lot of prayers and light, from people, that we've read for. And we just read on Brooke yesterday, and that was a very interesting case. And Rain, Spiritual Rain, joined us, and it was just a really good a really good collab. And next week, Allison will be joining us for a case that so you want to hear? So this could be fit perfectly for the paranormal. Hey, Beth, good to see you. What happened? Nothing happened. Just been talking about what's going on. Kaylee's going to be a guest tomorrow with me for our show, talking about what's coming up this weekend and just kind of discussing the recent cases, tarot cases, because there are a lot of tarot psychic readings out there for these crime cases, and it's just mind blowing how many of us are out there doing this. And so for certain people to reach out personally and say that, they appreciate the readings and they're close to the family and friends and doing validation for us is really, really positive. Um, Hello, Miss Tarot D. Lots of love to Miss Tarot D, feeling under the weather. Got like the icky flu and stuff. So sending all lots of love to you, Miss Tarot D. I don't have the fancy little heart thing, but mwah. So, alrighty. This will be perfect. Hello, Jonathan. Hello. So, paranormal. I just been when I'm taking a break from YouTube shows. I usually go sit out in the living room, eat something, and Shannon and I'll throw YouTube on our TV and been just watching a lot of stuff. There's a really, if you like, it's a Bigfoot. There is a fun show. There's a fun channel. It's Chris Camping with Chris. No, Campsite Chris. I think that's the name of it. And he's an older gentleman. He loves to hike. He lives in Nevada in the Sierras, and he shares stories that people send in to him about sightings or experiences with Bigfoot, Sasquatch. There's a couple of ghosts here and there, not too many, but Base Camp Chris, that's his name. And he always starts the show. He gets a local brew, or he finds a brew, and he'll pour himself a brew, and he'll tell everybody what he thinks of it and how it tastes, this and that, and then he goes into his story. It's really a fun guy. He's I think he's like in his late 50s, 60s, and he just really enjoys it and shares some really cool stories. Um, so paranormal. Wow, there's just been so much of it on YouTube lately. So, um, next week's case, my friend, and I know Allison's like, I don't want to hear too much. Divine Pathways. No, I haven't. I'll have to. I might have. There's so many videos that pop up, Beth, that we click on and we watch them sometimes all the way through, sometimes not. But just really quick too, Nick Groff. He used to be he was one of the founding members of Ghost Adventures before he had a falling out with Zach and the others. But I won't go into that with those guys. But Nick, his wife is a medium. Her name is Tessa, and I think she's from the Western New York area where I live, because she's been doing shows with him, and they've been going to known haunted bars in Buffalo. They went to the mall that I grew up going to on the weekends and to see movies. They've been like covering a whole bunch of places in Western New York, the Riviera Theater up here. The what's the one here up in the falls? The Rapids Theater. It's just incredible. So I think his wife Tessa has some connection to Western New York. So she's an interesting tarot reader. Okay, we'll check her out. Oh, there we go. There are so many, and I came across a girl who does these, and she has a really cool deck of cards. I'm really tempted to get. I've been trying to avoid. Hi, Ray. Look who popped on. Oh, and everybody. Um, Rain, can I share about your possible new additions, or should I wait and let you announce that on your channel? I'm just so happy for you. I'll be quiet. Good to see you, sweetheart. So for next week, there was a young woman who had this is going back to New Jersey, and I'm trying to remember how far. This is about 10 years ago or so. My friend Amanda was living in the Jersey area, and there was this park that she would go to and for lunch on her breaks. And nearby was like a clothing shop or whatever, and she'd go in every now and then. And so she was having lunch one day, and she said something felt a little off. Wasn't sure what was what, but she had seen somebody that didn't quite look right or whatever, and you know really didn't kind of finished her lunch, and she left. And come to find out, I think it was a couple days later. So she's like sitting here having lunch, and I think she says it was off to her right, like just like maybe 10 feet away, if that, or a little bit more. They found a dead girl's body, and her hand was coming up out of the ground. And turns out that the missing girl was the girl who worked at this clothing store that she had seen and whatnot. And so this is kind of shook my friend up, all these years. They still haven't, you know, um, solved the case yet. And she said her literally someone spotted her hand was sticking up out of the ground. And Amanda was like, Heather, I was just like, I could have, if I had just maybe walked over a little bit more, she goes, I would have seen that. And so, whew, that's, so for me, it almost kind of felt like she was getting the feel because my friend Amanda, she reads and she has, certain abilities and things, and she's part of the spiritual community. So talk about eerie, kind of paranormal. It was just like picking up on there and then finding out. So we're going to be reading on this young lady. I don't know her name exactly, but she did send me in the information. So definitely going to check that out. A lot of places in my area. I think they said Buffalo, Western New York area is one of the most haunted areas out of the whole country, and we have a lot with the Statler building and the Iron Museum. And I even have a connection with my family, possibly with the Iron Museum. And everyone's been there, to do investigations, and that's in the south of Buffalo. So I'm just going to take a look here. Don't count on me remembering the spelling. Okay. Um, so yes, I don't look at chat sometimes, so I don't throw myself off while I'm thinking. So just making sure everyone's saying hello to each other. I love this. I have wonderful chatters. I appreciate every single one of you. Um, so yeah, so that's going to be an interesting read. And reading for me, you know, it's true crime, yes, but for me, it's kind of like trying to give. Here's a question. Let me pose this to, and I don't know Hershey if you're still in chat, or anybody who might be lurking that might want to respond later. What's this here? San Francisco is pretty haunted, and oh my God, New Orleans, yeah, I believe it. I would like to visit New Orleans someday. Um, just kind of take a walk down the corridor. There's some really horror stories about some of the things that have taken place in the buildings, especially can't remember what the name of the street was, but it had to do with the Sultan and him and his. I guess he has like a small harem or whatever. People were they were found slaughtered one day. So yeah, there's a lot of dark history. But the area too is just so beautiful. And Miss Sherry H, Voices from the Swamp, isn't far from there. And I do want to go. I would like to meet. She goes by Bloody Mary. She's one of the well-known voodoo priestesses that live in that area, and so she's got a shop. And I got my little kitty from Sherry, my little voodoo kitty. When she saw that, she thought of Mozzie, so she got that for me. So I got my little voodoo doll, my little voodoo kitty. So yeah. If you watch this back on playback, thank you again, Sherry. I love it. So my question, oh no, what was my question? Um okay, so tarot cards, spirit box, Ouija board, pendulum. This would be an interesting conversation to have someday, to have a panel, maybe on a para oracle or just on a regular Saturday night discussion that and Alice and I were having this conversation just recently that when we work with pendulum or when we work with cards, how much of our personal energy is influencing the readings. Just kind of like, do we influence other devices like, spirit boxes or, apps like Spirit Talker? Um, I mean, I know others forms of, items that they use that, map out the forms and do the EVPs and stuff that we can't quite manipulate, but how powerful our minds are. How do we know that at times when we do investigating, whether it's true crime or paranormal with cards, with boxes, with talkers, like how much do we know we're not really influencing those readings in a way, and how accurate can we be with those? It's really an interesting discussion. And let me see what we are sharing. Okay, Miss Tarot D, Aspazia Rising. The Bronx isn't haunted at all. I guess even the ghosts are afraid of the area. Maybe they're just afraid of Jenny on the block if she comes back. um, so let's see. NOLA. Was that what they call it? New Orleans? NOLA. Yeah. Road trip. Who wants to go to New Orleans? French Quarter. Yes. Um, let's see. Well, there's a lot of magical history as well, tragic history. So you mix those two, and wow, yeah. So, whoa. Speaking of Tom, everybody, this is Tom, Early Ritual. He has his own little man-made or handmade spirit box that he uses on occasion when and joins Hershey and Thomas when they do theirs on Saturday nights. And Tom will be joining me and Jeff Bailey. I did finish the thumbnails and the links, and I'll get those off to you guys, Tom, probably later tonight or tomorrow. And we're going to be discussing soul contracts, and that could even be considered a paranormal discussion too, for a para oracle, because how much of our soul contracts are actually souls, and can we communicate with our own past souls and their contracts? So this is just really fascinating. The more I start meeting new readers, listening to their points of view and their background, their understanding, and even their insights and creative questions, it's just, it's fascinating, how much we think we know, but really how much do we know? I mean, our ability to really tap into and grasp the immensity of the spirit realm. You know, I know a lot of people say, "Well, my guides say this," and then another person will say, "My guides say that," and it's just like, how many guides? How many? It's do they tell us certain things based on what they feel we need to know and withhold? Because somebody might have the same guide, be a generalized guide, and that guide will tell them one thing and maybe one will tell them another, but perhaps it's just because that's what we need to know for ourselves at this time, and then the other. So it's just, the spiritual realm is so immense and so beyond. It's just incredible. um but yeah, lots of Betsy Palmer. I just saw this. Oh, I already did put it up. Okay, I will have to. You have to work, clerk. I'll be there. Awesome, Betsy. If you ever want to add anything, when we have these discussions, it's always open to everybody in chat wanting to discuss. It's all about having a conversation and freely being able to share and not be afraid of someone saying, no, you're wrong. This is how it is. This is where we all get to share, our own insights and be able to hold space for each other and listen to what everything that we have to share. And I saw really quick talking about paranormal and investigating. Hello, Jay, my dear. That's an interesting question, Jay, too. I would love to have you on for a discussion about like using cards as compared to um, connecting to spirit, like compared to a spirit talker. I know you're a no, no, no on Ouija boards, same as me. While others are very confident and careful with them, and for them, it's a good tool. And other devices, spirit boxes, and things and how we can navigate the spirit realm using these different tools that we personally resonate with. Um, the energy is incredible. Okay, so I must have missed something. Miss Tarot D, early ritual, handmade spirit box. you know, that would be something to take on the road, actually, Tom. Miss Tarot D, could you imagine actually doing a skit and that's your spirit but oh, the paranormal people would get the biggest kick out of that. Did you use a sock? Well, I can see Miss Tarot D's feeling a little better this evening. But it's so nice to see everybody popping in and saying hi. Yes, everyone giving kisses mwah, to everybody. Okay, email. That would be cool. I would love to have that conversation. Because some of us use boxes, some of us use talkers, some of us use pendulum, a little bit of everything. Today on Ramon's channel, Moon Scarab, I saw something called um, Javamancy, using coffee beans, kind of like throwing coffee beans onto a board with symbols or things, kind of like, casting bones and trinkets. I mean, it's just fascinating all the different ways we can, you know, connect with spirit in our own way. Heather, why are you okay with using a spirit box but not a Ouija board? Arguably, the same doors are opening. See, spirit boxes. That's a good. That's a very um what's a very pertinent question. Um, yeah, I mean, for me, this would be a great conversation to have. But for me, I'm being educated. Um, for me, what I've been taught with the spirit boards, Ouija boards, you are opening portals um, and allowing spirit in that you may, well, you could say the same. Um, that's very interesting, Tom. Not the same, not the same. Okay, so Jay's saying not the same doors. That's what I was, but yeah, this is why I love these discussions because then when someone asks me that question, like Tom, I would have a better answer for you. But for me, I don't know because I think it's because I've been younger. I've known so many people who have been able to draw in very dark entities, especially if they're not careful and closing them. But then again, you can say the same thing about a spirit box or a spirit talker. You are opening a portal, you are asking spirits to come through. And sometimes we get ones that we think we know who they are, and they can very well not be. I know that's something I've learned from Jay and from her experiences, from her past experiences and her investigations and things. And that's why I would love to have Jay come on and be able to share some of that knowledge. Um, But yeah, it's a very interesting point, Tom, that you make. I love that. 2 Saturdays from now. Okay. What is making them different? Yeah. Let's see. And Rain was sharing this with me today or yesterday. I made my own spirit board and I put my positive energy into it. I don't allow negative energy or negative spirits to enter. So this is our paranormal discussion. I was wondering what kind of subject would come up, what would, naturally progress, and this is where we're being led. I love this. You could put up protection with a Ouija board, just like with anything else. That said, I am a chicken, no Ouija board for me. And a lot of that too has to be with fear. I know fear has to do a lot with when if you're contacting spirit and your fear, that energy of being afraid. If I'm correct, this is my understanding. How if I would look at it would be, or and I have had explained to me, and which made sense, which is why it's a part of my current belief system, is that when you have an immense amount of fear, if you're scared of something, you are going to attract like energy, and those that are know that you are afraid, they're going to be attracted more to you, and that lowers your energy, your energetic protection. I'm interested to see. Um, okay, Tom, you are opening a line of communication, whether automatic writing or automatic drawing, writing, Ouija spirit box. Now, for me, just personally, with the boards, I know in my family there was an issue with one, and it was destroyed, and something I think got into our house along with what was already there. And I had a friend too who dabbled, and wasn't too good for her. Really had problems for many years. Jonathan says, I have no problems with Ouija boards, but I tend to use them in a protective circle. And Rain says, I honestly don't believe that evil entities will come through because I won't allow it. So I don't worry about it. Makes sense. It's never been an issue for me. I guess the amount of your faith, your belief, and the energy that you project could very well be powerful enough. Some people might have a stronger energetic field and belief where they can keep those entities at bay and only allow the ones that are welcomed in, like how Hershey creates her circles. She says she has an inner circle that she tells her guides not to enter. Um, so I can see that point of view. I think a lot of that is just societal pop culture influence. I don't know. I've heard over the years from people, with that same point of view, Tom, and then others with the other same point of view where they're not safe. It's a lot to type and explain. Gotcha. So that would be a great conversation piece. I would love to have Jay and Tom too, and maybe even Rain. Anybody who's interested, maybe we can coordinate a date and time where we could have like a panel and we can share and discuss our experiences. And um, of course, if you don't believe you are protected, you won't be protected. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Tom. Because what happened with one of the Ouija boards that were part of my family was that a family member, my mom never, I don't remember my mom, she told me who it was, but she took the board away from this family member, took it out to my dad's fire pit, and decided to burn it, which I hear now is a big, these all these years later, that's a big no no. And this is when I was very, very young. And she said what scared the hell out of her was that when she did that, she saw like a black mist smoke come up and she saw it head towards the house. So to this day, I'm not sure if that was an extra entity that got into the house or if that was the spirit that ended up being in the house that tormented me on a regular basis. So let's get back to the conversation. I think people should not play with Ouija. Playing, no. I mean, as a board game, no, because people don't understand. And that's a good point, Moira, that people, think like Parker Brothers, people think it's a game and they don't realize that it's not a game. It requires protection, It requires, I know some people who said that the original boards had special symbols on them for protection, like sigils that they would put on there. And when people just play with it and they don't know how to properly do a protective energy, or, even when they're done, if they get scared or whatever, sometimes they jump up, they run, they leave, or they just walk away and they don't close what they open. So I don't think it's for a novice. If somebody really, in my opinion, if somebody wants to learn the art of Ouija board creation and usage, they should really find somebody who is of a strong, good foundation, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, really a sound practitioner where they can learn and be taught how to properly create, use, and work with a board. This Tarot D. I really only use tarot for the last 25 years. It works for me. Yeah. If spirits or relatives want to talk during a reading, they will no matter what. Okay. Oop, there we go. I don't own a Ouija board anymore, but I have other ways of communicating these days. I have a friend who made a an angel board by herself. She cut out pictures of angels. She put an alphabet on it, and I think she might still have it. I know it's my friend Amanda, the one who was nearby where that girl had been murdered and buried. Um, she many years ago loved creating those and was thinking about selling them at one point. Um, Betsy, I agree with what everyone is saying about fear being a beacon of sorts. I think people want to have a spooky experience and disguise it. Interesting. But then they don't realize what they're really doing for that spooky experience, and then it comes back and bites them on the ass. I use my spirit board with my pendulum. It's very different from the traditional way of using the Ouija board. Yes, because I have multiple pendulums, and Jay, I do have something you mentioned, obsidian, to keep by me when I do my readings and stuff. My When I do like the true crime stuff, I use my black obsidian pendulum. And I really been wanting to. Some people on Etsy make really beautiful mats with the numbers and the letters, but for me, I'm still trying to make sure and be careful that that's not still like an Ouija board, and making sure that before I do anything with a, you know, pendulum with any type of board, that I understand it um, inside inside and out enough where I don't do something that is going to, come back again, like I said, and bite me on the backside. I will catch up with chat here, making sure I see what everybody says. My husband in his youth was talked into an Ouija experience, had no knowledge, interest, or experience, had a terrifying experience. Yeah, you do have to be careful. Yeah, like playing with guns. Thank you, Miss Tarot D. It is a tool like anything else. And I think a lot of it is the intention of the person. If somebody is, dabbling in dark arts or wants to, there's people out there that like to practice necromancy. Um, that there's people that do the rituals, the ritualistic, murders and things. And, certain, I think sometimes some of these spirits end up taking over a good portion of this individual, because of them dabbling in things that they really aren't mentally, emotionally, or spiritually sound in working with. And um, let's see, it's not always fear that is a beacon, it's naivety and assumption that you aren't going to be affected. When they wait till your guard is down. I think that's what Jay's saying, and I believe that. My Ouija board was originally my aunt's from the 60s or 70s, so it had her energy in it. That's probably why I always felt protected when using it. That I can get behind. I understand that. Yeah, I have to ask Rain. I'll have to ask Amanda if she still has that. I don't know if it got damaged because she made that like when we were in, I think, our late 20s or early 30s. No, late 20s. I can't remember. I was back from Arizona. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me or not. But I'll see if she still has it. Um, I was part of a paranormal group briefly here, AFB sign up thing. When the people, Facebook, when the people that wanted to be scared, aka attracted, started showing up, I left the group. Yeah, it's not a toy, and yet Parker Brothers keeps. I don't understand why. Of all things, the church expounds on about, ooh, witchcraft, evil, ooh, paganism, ooh, evil, magic, ooh, evil, and yet here and go into Walmart. Hey, look, come get your Ouija board. Um, exactly. Hey, good evening, Earl. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well, and I hope things are working out in your favor with what's going on with your auntie's passing and the selling of the house. I know you were looking for a home, so I hope that process is going well. Moira, good question. Strong protection should be in place when connecting with victims of violent crime. Yeah, I mean, I always burn. Um, I have my shell, and I have, where's my bag here? I'm just going to, so y'all don't have to see my armpit, my boot painting down there. I have a bag of white sage. I also have a little bit of sweetgrass. I don't use that too often, but I do always take small broken pieces. These are separated, and I burn them into before, and sometimes I have to during. And I also have a spray that is uh, water, Florida water, and a little bit of rose water. And it's got my lapis lazuli in it, and I have my quartz crystal to amplify the energies, and I'll spray this too if need be. And then when I'm done, I get grounded, I eat something, and I make sure to remember. I don't always do, and that sometimes I have difficult nights sleeping. And that's when I know that I forgot to burn, but I'm very much better at that. Um, Hello, Dina. Hello, hello, hello. Jonathan, when I'm using a pendulum, I tend to hand draw a chart for the reading so that I can throw the paper away when I'm done with the reading. Okay, creative. I like creativity. Hello, Fatima. Welcome, my dear. Money, money, money. Okay, not sure. Let's see, Heather. Parker Brothers is all about profit. Yeah, and that's why it's just like, they can't. They're like they won't carry certain things in Walmart because it's a maybe a bad language or something, but yet on their shelves you'll have guns they'll sell, they'll have ammunition that they sell, they have Ouija boards, and sometimes you just kind of got to scratch your head and go, yeah, well, we know whose pockets these, obvious pockets they're in. So yeah, saving the piss for the OnlyFans. You're funny. Okay, so everyone's saying hello, hello, hello. 15 people tonight. This is nice. So I think I'm all caught up. So yeah. What more can we say about boards? But I really like, Tom, how you brought that up. Tom is I think, Tom, I don't want to say dabble because that would be a disrespect. Um Tom is very educated, and he is very dedicated to what he has studied. I can't remember off the top of my head some of the things that he, like, for example, Crowley. The man gives me the freaking creeps. Opening portals and then leaving them open and not closing them, and bad things coming through, things about children and rituals and things. So you can kind of understand, Tom, where I kind of back away a little bit, but Tom can come and say, well, I researched this. Yeah, you explore everything. So you have, knowledge of the Golden Dawn. You have knowledge, I think you said, of Rosicrucianism, if I'm right. I don't know if you have any research with Masons, but there's so many different spiritual groups. Some have been cult, some, I take a little bit from here and there, and you resonate with it. That's why I like having the conversations and people being able to talk about what it is that they are, what they believe in, what resonates with them. And for me, the prerequisite is as long as it does not harm you, it does not harm others. Again, you know, then explore that aspect. But, just to be mindful of who you're learning it from, where you're learning it from, and just making sure, again, that you are spiritually um, in a good place. And that doesn't have to mean religious wise, dramatic wise, just in a good spiritual standing, Let's see. Yes, he did. I just saw that. But let me back up a little bit because, hello, Kaylee. So Kaylee will be joining me again. For everybody who has come in, Allison's going to be hanging out with her family tomorrow night. So to come in to hang out with me, Miss Kaylee here, and she's going to be doing her first show of actual questions from viewers. So come on by and support Kaylee. Give her a good thumbs up and a lot of encouragement. She's going to do awesome. So, Tom, Crowley isn't for everyone. Nope, he was a dumbass that can't be denied, but he was extremely influential to the majority of occultism in the 20s. Yes, that is fact right there. Beth, I don't like the energy of the art in the Thoth decks. Just me, but I find it aggressive. And that was my first deck, actually, Beth. And I came across it in high school during a poetry workshop. And I fell in love with the High Priestess. I wrote a poem about it. And later on down the road, when I, started learning about Wicca and witchcraft and goddess worship and all paganism, the whole, outside of my church, then, the cards started coming around again. And I wanted that deck. But then when I started hearing some of the stories about what Crowley did for his practice, especially when it comes something to do with maybe with children. I'm not sure if that's fact, um, but it just felt like it changed the energy for me. It shifted, and there are some images that you know I really didn't resonate with either. But it is the colors, the art for me. It is a lovely deck. Uh, she did a good job on that. Um, I've studied almost everything at this point. Some things in passing and some things deeply. Yep. I'm head to bed. Bye, Allison. You're probably gone by now. It's taking me so long to get down. Oh no, just now. Okay. Yes. You will be missed, Allison. But have fun, my dear. And we'll talk. Um, again, maybe a little bit this later this weekend. Enjoy. We're supposed to have crazy weather again. I don't know about you y'all, but today wasn't too bad. It got a little chilly this weekend. Friday, Saturday, it's supposed to be nice, about 55, 60s. And then boom, again, Sunday, Monday, snow. And then a day or two later, boom, back up to 50s. I just don't understand Mother Nature. But yes, Jimmy did buy um, I don't know if it was considered a castle. It was a homestead. I know some people try to go there now to see it, and it's under renovation if they can get finishing to renovating it, because every time it hands whoever hands it goes into who buys it, parts of the place, damn thing burns down. So he opened up definitely something in there that he did not close properly, and it seems to be, lack for a better term, hell bent on burning it down. Um, Miss Tarot D Scout. Well, last Friday she grabbed Scott out at the end just for you, Miss Tarot D. He was so cute. And let's see, Moira, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. No, Miss Tarot D. Allison won't be there, but he will be back again next Friday. So, and maybe Wednesday. Maybe he'll make a guest appearance on the tarot, investigative tarot. I agree. Early ritual, questionable lines. Okay. Oop, I got back up here a little bit. Okay, let's see. Thoth was my first deck too. Oh wow, boy, chat really. I love it. Everyone's really chatting away here. So just give me a second. So yep, there's the little ghosties. Okay, so you're gonna be fine, my dear. You did the poetry and tarot. You wrote a poem and you read the card for the reader, so you'll be fine. Yeah, Bolski for a bit, yes. And the damn thing burned down again. Um, I'm comfortable now with my own spirit board, but I had a scary experience with friends in my teens. When we tried to call an unknown spirit, we had no clue what we were doing. Yeah, and that's what a lot of kids do now. And even adults who should know better, and they don't. I asked and I felt like a dark spirit entered our space and never left. This was due to our ignorance of what we were doing. Thoth was my first deck. Kaylee, just likely to pull cards for people. Yeah, that's fine. See, yeah, come on now. We got to practice. We all started there. Come on, everybody in chat who are readers. Remind Kaylee we all had to start learning somewhere. And it's just keep practicing, keep doing it more, listening to the intuition, learning the cards, and you will do fine. And Jay says, yes, Ring, exactly. I tried thought couldn't connect, but likely due to my scattered brain and ability to learn. There is some questionable lines in the book of the law. Yeah. And I don't know if there's truth behind the children or what with the abuse and stuff. And I'm just going to stop there. Miss Tarot D. Thoth was the first deck given to me. I got headaches when I used it. Ended up getting my own deck. By the way, person who gave me the top deck was not a nice person, and that energy carried along with the cards. Yes. Alrighty. Miss Tarot D. Allison will not be joining Kaylee and I tomorrow night. She's going to be celebrating with her family and with friends tomorrow. So maybe Wednesday when she joins us for investigative tarot. Um, Miss Tarot D just loves Scout. He is a cutie though. Alrighty. Oh boy. Okay, I think I am a little bit behind. Miss Tarot D, you don't need the tell. You should have been given the thought deck. I'm not sure I understand that. The difference with the spelling. My first deck was the one JJ Swiss, and it was gifted to me by the same aunt whose Ouija board I had as a teen. I had no idea how to read pips or use it. Then I found the RWS and it clicked into place. Very cool, Jonathan. Very cool. Yes, chatty chatters. I like that, Moira. Chatty chatters. We are all still learning, and it's good to learn as long as we know that we need to be smart about it and protect ourselves and, do right by ourselves and others. Early ritual. I'm so old that when I started, there were only 3 deck types, and one of them. Oh my goodness. I love all animals. We need to have an animal day. We do. My mama wasn't here earlier. She's been hanging out with me now more often. And Jay saying, thought. Look it up on Urban Dictionary. I was being a bad boy. Oh, okay. Oh, so she can share. Alrighty. Yes, she's going to the doggy shelter tomorrow. She may have some new fur babies. They're so sweet. Let's see. Okay, we have an early ritual. Thirsty? Okay. I'm going to have to look at that afterwards. Okay. What the Tom? What are you doing that you're getting all my chatters going? This is what is a thought? The slang term explain. Oh, oh, like Madonna, or most of these, women nowadays, women in the music business. Yeah. Oh boy. No, that whole. Oh, jeez, Tom. Yep, exactly. I mean, Prince. All I have to say is Prince. That bad boy. Yeah, we love you, Prince. That you guys are cracking me up. Moira, just look it up, sweetheart. Miss Taro D. Looking to adopt 3 sweeties from a puppy mill. One puppy, two mommies. Sad story. Oh, but they will thrive. Yes, they're going to have a beautiful new home. Early ritual. Darn, what would have been a great name for my channel? Oh, goodness gracious. So, wow, we are almost at 8 o'clock. Well, this has been a very interesting conversation. Let me have a little sip here. Mm. So, yeah, if anybody would like to join me on a panel, do a panel, or have a couple people at a time, pull cards on a location, a place, a concept, an idea, I'm totally down for that. Sorry for derailing, but since Steven isn't on, someone needs to trash the place up a bit. Yeah. Beth, I'm over the moon. Oh, yeah. I've seen pictures already, so they're precious. I'm glad they're going to such a good home. I wish I could, oh, at some point. Shan ever does hit the lottery, you know, I'm going to see if I can start some sort of little sanctuary, to help people. I think we scared. I know all of a sudden there's no Ramon. I even know Ramon's still here. But yeah, Ramon has some funky internet, so um, he might have frozen. And he wasn't actually he wasn't home. He was out and about. Um, so I had invited him to join me if he wanted to talk about sharing some paranormal stories. Um, yes, puppy envy. So that's an interesting thought. I'll have to pass that by Shan later and see what he thinks. The difference between tarot. See, okay, so for me, with the Ouija board, as I can see it with my cards, I am opening a portal to whoever to come in and to talk, basically. And I'm having that energy or entity directing my hand. And so, I mean, for me, when I shuffle cards, I have Saint Michael protection around me. I'm asking my highest self to work with me with my cards and my spirit guides to help me be grounded and to help me to connect with my guides, my higher self, and with the divine light. So it's not me just leaving my hands open saying, oh, whatever, come, So for me, it's complete energetic. I'm calling myself in, if that makes sense. Um, I'm watching while under a dog pile. Aww. He's he's still looking for his ear pods. Hey, Ramon, did you ever go back and look for your ear pods? Maybe it was at the restaurant. That was such an interesting show, Miss Taro D. I just absolutely love. My favorite was the Fool card, and you're going to be on taking a flight on a plane. You pull the Fool card, and what could a possible issue be, if any? And all of us were thinking about, well, the fool is walking off the edge. The plane's going to drop and crash, or the pilot doesn't know what it's doing. And Ramon is like, well, see the little bundle over the shoulder, carry on luggage. May have problems with that. There's the little doggy on the feet. Are they going to allow me to bring my pet onto the flight with me on my lap? Different things like that. And I just loved it. It was such a unique and very intuitive, but it made sense. Let's see. No, it's real. Just like they look really cute when they want something. Yeah. Or when you get angry at them, they look at you. What? What did I do? I don't generally do protection when reading tarot. Oh. Um. Now, for me, that doesn't sound safe, Moira. When you do tarot, you don't call in like angels or anything to protect you so that your energy's protected. Because for me, before I do a live, I always ask, "Yeah, Archangel Michael, keep me safe and protected from any and all negative energies and or entities that might be drawn to my light." Um, while I'm doing readings for people, whether that's any energies that might be attracted to me from the building I live in, the land I live on, from anybody that might lurk in the chat, or if there's anybody that may not have the best energies around them that day to come at me. And I just make sure that I have that protective light and that the messages come through are from only beings of love and light and or my guides. So for me, I would personally recommend doing some sort of protection. It doesn't you don't have to doesn't have to be religious, but even if it's just energetically imagining a white light surrounding you, all encompassing you before you read, um, I, I I highly recommend that, and I think some of my fellow readers would also do that. Would recommend that as well. Miss Tarot D. Um, oh, how I'm sorry they made you sleepy, but that's so sweet. Your Sonny loves you so much, Miss Tarot D. Oh, yes, everyone thinks that's so sweet. Oh, Sonny getting all the love. Well, good morning from Australia. Good morning, Flora. Hello, my dear. Thank you for popping in and saying hi. Nope. Nope. What? You don't want. Okay, that's up to you. Yep, that's what I said. Yikes. Maybe my tarot reading is boring, but I know when I need to call in protection. Uh, Tough love here, Moira. You really need. You shouldn't want to tell somebody you need to do something, but you really. I mean, it would be a good idea to consider putting some sort of protection around you, because even though it's not a Ouija board, it's not a necessarily a pendulum with some people, or like a spirit box or something to kind of maybe confuse or make you think you're talking to one person and not another. Again, especially like when you hear children and stuff come through. But I don't want to go off on a tangent like that. But some sort of spiritual light around yourself, even if you're just asking your higher self to keep yourself protected, because that would be like opening yourself up for anything. And not to I mean, there's one thing about not having fear and not being afraid so that you don't attract things that are attracted to things like fear, but at the same time you do want to keep yourself protected. I mean, it's up to you how you want to do it, but really, protection, spiritual protection, um, you just and that does a bell with some sort of smudging or cleansing or clearing to make sure that any and all energies or spirits that may have come to you or attracted to you do not attach and they cannot stay, and it's time for them to return back to their realm. Okay, like I said, we're all different, but protection of some kind is important. It really is. I feel better when I do short grounding and centering than say my clearing protection prayer. I like setting that intention. Where some people use a candle, a glass of water, crystal, eye spray, sage, and sweep it with a fan. Yep, sure does. Beth, I use my singing bowl and burn some Palo Santo. Oh, I need to get some Palo Santo. I miss that. And Mazi loves the smell of Palo Santo. I click that, I start burning that. He comes in and kind of looks around. And my dog Piper, she loved copal. I would get those little incense burners, those charcoals, light those and get the resin and drop them on. And even though it would make her sneeze, every time I started to burn those, she came running. She kept wanting to put her nose into the smoke and yeah. I had to tell you, I got some interesting fur babies. They are all their own very personality. Let me tell you, to each their own. Yeah. But just like people, they all have their different personalities. If you feel you need it, then definitely do it. Different strokes for different folks. Yep. And I like that we're all suggesting maybe different, ways. But I don't know, for me, any sort of protection or connection or signaling spirit, even acknowledging your higher self, it's like, okay, we're working with cards. We need to focus and to have on that intent and being grounded. Oh, a minor bird just walked up to my door. How sweet. There is no wrong way or right way, just different. Jonathan, are you ever without a crystal? Actually, none of us are, because we have crystals within ourselves, in our bodies. And Jay, it can also depend on your abilities. It can also depend on your abilities how you can be affected. For instance, being a medium versus a tarot reader that's not a medium. Okay, I like that. I'm just processing that comment. So tarot reader that's not it. Okay. Just being a medium, you're automatically they know that you can see them, and you're going to be drawing them to you. Whereas they know that you can't see them, and just communing with the tarot cards, it would be as strong. Gotcha. Yes, you have a big day tomorrow, and I'm going to be going shortly too to get ready for bed. So, nighty night, my dear. I can't wait to see the pictures tomorrow and hear from you. Exactly. For me, I do not consider tarot really interesting. So, Tom, what is tarot then to you? Because I know you have a deep appreciation for tarot decks, especially the Tildwick. Oh my God, that's such a beautiful deck. So there must be something spiritual um, that you connect with, or something really on a visceral level with the art or with the energy. I was wondering, tarot is not spirit work. That would be interesting, unless that's a conversation for a parrot oracle. For me, let's see. Moira, no, tarot for me is not spirit work. Gotcha. For me, it's how I connect to spirit, because I don't have the kind of abilities like my mom or my sister had. So for me to be able to connect the cards, the pendulum, help me get to that place where I can start to connect and get ideas and words and stuff that pop in. Um, for me, it's more archetypal and internal. Gotcha. I'm a channel, and sometimes others speak through me. All of it is spiritual for me. See, I love this. We're all sharing different perspectives. For me, tarot is direct data link to source versus going through a third party. I like all this. I really do. I think the spirits for my messages after my tarot, yes. Especially with the investigative tarot and stuff. I always, um, think the spirits are the spirits to help us with the messages. Um, my higher self, I don't consider spirit. Okay. And let's see. Oops, jumped again. Miss Tarot D. I don't burn either for those reasons. I mix Florida water, white sage oil, lavender, and a crystal in a spray bottle, and then put a couple squirts in the air. She just puts a couple squirts in the air. She puts a couple squirts when she does her spreads, her tarot spreads. Not her dot breads. Her spread breads. Before I understood tarot, I read them intuitively. Yes. Let's see. You can make your own or buy it. There we go. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I got mine with Florida water, just a little bit of rose water, water to dilute so it's not so strong. I got my quartz crystal, and I have my tiny little lapis lazuli in there for intuition and third eye and connecting to my guides, my higher self. I am very Pisces. The moment I feel any duffel energy, I am on it. That's her. Oops. Oh, chat's jumping where I go to click on one person. Moira. Oh, okay. So yeah, I get that, Jay, but I don't consider all spirituality to be working with spirits. I like this. Yes. Very interesting. These are great topics for a Saturday night, Tom. It really, really is. I know Allison's really interested in joining us for one of those too. Making sure I didn't Miss Tarot D Squirt. Yeah. Oh, poor Hector. He's got to clean up the mess. She's just squirting all over the place. Oh boy, we're not going to go there, or I'm going to get turned into R-rated. Um, my videos are for 18 and over anyway, so it gets. Oh, Jonathan Daly, I had a special spray that made for clearing my space between acupuncture sessions. Until it's been a long day. The lips and the tongue and the teeth aren't working. Poco poco, still a valid method in my own opinion. Yes. Oh wow, I use Florida. Come on, click. I use Florida water to clean my kitchen counters. I like putting a little bit in my bath. So there's sometimes if I do readings, sometimes there's still something a little heavy. I'll be like, this needs a little bit of Florida water or something over a certain period of time. Starts to feel like there's any really too much residual. I'll just boop, pop right in. I automatically know when I need to do it. I know what you mean, early ritual. I think spiritual and spirits are different. Yes. Um, Definitely, you're still reading the cards. Okay, Miss Tarot D, the State of the Union is on. Oh, yeah. For me, it's always the same. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Remember the teacher from Peanuts? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, when it comes to politics, that's all I hear. Blah, blah, blah. Um, so good night, Miss Tarot D. Thank you. Give Hector our best. Give Sunny a little scritch on the head for me. Um, Thank you for being. I hope you're feeling better. Clean with intention, says every Virgo. That is a very good point. I have to help my wife for a few minutes. But I'm going to be heading off soon, Tom. So thank you. I'm going to be wrapping it up. In your Beth, I use it I just a little bit. Yes, because I have to be careful, Beth. But every now and then, it's just oh, like we said, it's a squirt. I just do it, and that's it. That's all I have to do. And a lot of times too, I put some Epsom salts in my bath, but it's just a little bit where I can just a slight scent, and I can go in, and when I do that, then I clear out. And I do also have Neutrogena rain bath when my skin tends to get dry, especially after a bath. It's a sesame oil that I rub on all over. It smells good too. Yep. Wah, 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 wah. So 9:12, I think I'll go ahead and head out. Have to take the night medication and get ready for bed, and even maybe even ground a little bit, eat a little something something. So everybody, this was fun. Thank you. I enjoyed this. This was very insightful. Again, anybody who would like to do a panel, I think that would be really cool. Just to kind of have a discussion about different spiritual tools. I would love that. Would love to have y'all on my channel. And it was. And it was fun, yes, to see everybody here. And yeah, Tom, let's talk a bit. And I know Allison would love to have conversations too. Um, I love a lot of my fellow chatters. I love a lot of new people that I am meeting. And I know that this year, many people who are just a subscriber are also going to start building their channels. I can really see that happening. So, yes, good night, everybody. Thank you again. Thank you again for the support. And tomorrow night, I will hopefully see y'all when Kaylee joins me for readings, and we'll probably be focusing on the solar and look into maybe tapping into some questions that can be um, tailored um, to the solar. And I said tailored, so I was going to say we'll do some Swifty readings that people don't know. That's this Taylor Swift joke. So, but yes, have you had Terry? Yes, she has been a guest, and I've been a guest on hers. I'm just usually in the mornings. I'm not up and ready and going for meditation, so I pop in and say hi to her here and there when I can. And right now, I'm kind of like not doing extra shows. I have a few special guests coming on this month, but until I know what's going on, apartment wise, because we still don't know yet if we're going to be able to move or not. I really don't want to do a lot of inviting to my channel and not be able to follow through and have to cancel. So, um, once we get past April, May, then most definitely start having everybody. Hi, Karen. So yes, Karen will be joining us Sunday on Poetry and Tarot. Looking forward to it. It's going to be so much fun. Yes, thank you, Moira. Oh, just have to again breathe deep, give it to the universe, make it so, and if it's the right thing, the universe will make it so. And everybody have a great rest of your night or your day. Happy good morning to Flora in Australia, and still evening time, afternoon, evening for Jonathan and Betsy. Aloha to you both, and we'll talk to you on the next show. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.